guys, I wanted to film this makeup tutorial for you featuring my new Urban Decay Naked 1 and Naked 2 palettes. I know I'm a little behind the game getting the Naked palettes, especially because Naked 3 just came out. I'm just not really into rosy tones, but the Naked 1 and Naked 2 have been something that have been on my wish list forever. So this is a look that I have filmed for you today. It's just a very wearable, natural, but still sultry smoky eye. I know a smoky eye is like, I feel like I hate the word smoky eye. It literally drives me crazy, but who cares, whatever, smoky eye. Here's a little bit of more of an up close for you. It's very, very easy, but I did film this with the Naked 1 and Naked 2 because I use colors out of both of them. So some of these makeup products that I have used in this video, well, actually most of them are higher end makeup products. I know I usually use drugstore, but I'm kind of branching out and trying everything else. And I do have to admit, even being a drugstore girl, that getting these two new palettes has made me realize that different eyeshadow brands can make a world of difference when coming to your eyeshadow looks. I feel like these just blend out seamlessly, and they're buttery and they're creamy and they're beautiful, and there's some shimmery and matte shades, and I feel like you can really achieve any sort of neutral but still pretty glamorous looking eye with these palettes. So here's what I've got for you today. I hope you guys like it, and let's jump in with it. So first off, I'm going to prime my eyes using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. You can use any eyeshadow primer that you wish to use. Just make sure you're using something that is long lasting. I'm going to do my eyes first and then my face makeup second because I tend to get a lot of fallout on my cheeks. You can do it however you want, but I'm just really not good, so I get a lot of fallout. I'm going to start with the Urban Decay Naked palette, and the color that I'm going to be using is the color Naked. I'm also going to be using the brush that comes with the Naked 2 palette. It is the Urban Decay Naked 2 brush, and I like this fluffy brush that comes with it. It's actually quite nice. Sometimes the brushes that come with kits are pretty shitty, but this one actually turned out to be quality. So just get a little bit of that Naked on your fluffy brush, and you're going to basically use this to be the blending color between here and here. It's sort of a transitional color. Then with the other side of the brush, I'm trying to use this brush a little bit more so that I can teach people who don't really have a whole array of brushes at their disposal that they can use the brush that comes with it, and it's totally fine. For the darker color, you can either use Hustle or Busted if you have one or two. I'll just use Busted for now since I'm in the Naked 2 palette. And I'm just sort of taking this on my outer V. FYI, all of this messy looking part down here will be fixed later. We're going to conceal all of that, so don't pay attention. This is why I like to do my foundation and my concealer afterwards, because you can really have a lot of room for error when you're doing this. You can get fallout on your cheeks, you can have little messy lines over here. Really, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to kind of get it as best as you can. Then I'm taking the fluffy side of the brush and blending it out. Now with that small side of the brush, I just take a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of Blackout from the Naked 2 palette, and just a little bit. You barely have to tap it in because it's so dang pigmented, and I'm just sort of taking that on the top of my lash line, taking it over and sort of going just on the part of the outer V. Just the very, very, very outer V. And then blend it out. Now to add a pop of shimmer to the eyes, I'm going to take some YDK, and I'm taking it on the flat brush, and I'm just going to put it on the very inner corners and the lid of my eye. Then on the bottom side of that brush, the kind of shader brush that it gives you, I'm just putting some of the Blackout from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette on the bottom and just sort of smudging it into the outer corner of where that black that I blended at the top is. I'm just sort of wanting it to look a little bit smoky on the bottom so that it doesn't look so like dark and then bright on the bottom. Now I'm going to use the e.l.f. Black Liquid Liner, and basically the way that I do my liner is you can see the shape of the bottom of your eye, how it kind of curves up, so you want to follow that curve. And just make a line going straight down to it. And see, basically you're creating, you don't want it to be too big of a flick. Well, I mean, if you want it to, you can, but, and then I sort of go off of the inside of my eye. And meet with it to create sort of a flat line. Then just add a coat of mascara. I am using Maybelline's The Rocket Volume Express. This is my favorite mascara. And just basically do a nice generous coat. I would say some look like this. I'm trying to go for a more like everyday wearable. If you wanted to wear this to work, it's totally, I mean, wearable. It's not over the top by any means. But if you really wanted to, you could do a pair of like natural falsies with this and it would really make it stand out. So now that the eyes are finished, I am going to move on to my foundation, and I basically start with just a few pumps of the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I'm using this at the moment because I have super dry skin, and I'm also super pale at the moment. So every foundation that I've been using has been incredibly dark. Like my Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation has been way too dark for my skin tone. And I'm just applying this with a beauty blender all over my face. When you need to get into more precision areas of your face, flip your beauty blender around and use the kind of pointier egg side. And I feel like you can get way more precision with this. Like in these areas of your nose. Right in the corners of your eyes. Underneath your eyes. I'm using the Revlon Colorstay Concealer in the color Light or Pale. And just do a couple of dots. Don't do them too close to your eye because sometimes that can make it actually, you feel like you have to go up too high with it. Then I'm going to take some Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the color Transparent and just sort of powder my face. I like to be matte. I know some people only powder their T-zone. I like everything to be matte. Even though I'm super dry right now and I know this is a Lumi foundation, so it's kind of like, what's the point? But I like to be matte, so suck it. Then using the Balm Bahama Mama bronzer and my Real Techniques contour brush, I am going to contour. I also like to do a bit up here on my forehead, temple area, just sort of bring the forehead down a little bit. I don't quite have a 5 head. I mean, I'm pretty much a 4 head, but at the same time, it's like, nobody wants to see my dry forehead, which is why I got bangs, girl. So now I'm using my Essence Silky Touch Blush in the color Life's a Cherry, and I will be applying this with the Real Techniques blush brush just to the upper parts of my cheeks. Sometimes people kind of concentrate it on the apple of their cheeks. I do a bit on the apple, and just keep in mind that this is incredibly pigmented, so you need to just slightly touch your blush or your blush brush into it before you are like using way too much. So I like to do my entire face and then I like to do my brows because I don't like any product like foundation or concealer getting into my eyebrows. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Brunette, and I will do a quick brow tutorial on this because it has changed so much since getting this. I got this for Christmas and I am loving it so much. It has such a fine tip and it is literally the exact color of my hair. So it is perfect for me. I have really deep, dark brown hair right now. And it just allows you, with a really light hand and really soft, light flicks, you can really get a really natural looking brow. It shows up a little warmer on the camera, but it is not warm at all. It is a very natural, neutral toned brown. I wouldn't even call it ashy, but slightly. So I like to do the tail of my brow a bit darker and then keep it going a little bit more gradient going towards the inside of my eyebrow. If you want to go for a more nude lip, which everyone knows I like to, this is the MAC lipstick Creme de Nude, and I just like to take this, especially along the outside of my lips. And what I've usually been doing lately is taking any sort of coral shade that I have. This is Lover's Coral by Revlon, and alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you like it. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. That would be awesome. I post new videos often. I know I've taken a little bit of time off in the recent, but I'll talk about that. And if you guys have any tutorial requests, leave them in the comments below. I know I'm not that great at coming up and doing all of your guys' requests, but I do get a lot and it is hard for me to find time to film, but I will try to get better. Please go follow me on Instagram. If you guys want more frequent updates from me, I'm serious, go follow me on Instagram. I swear I Instagram like at least 10 times a day. So I just absolutely love it, and it is a better way to stay in touch with what I've got going on. Nail designs, hair, face of the day, chin videos. So, you know, I will see you guys at my next video. Bye.